Eric, what do you think we see on Saturday? And give me a score prediction on who winds up winning the SEC.
Again, I have waffled on this throughout the week, right? I've gone back and forth, because I'm just wondering. It'd be one thing if Georgia played their A game and, kind of squeaked out that victory. I shouldn't say squeaked out because obviously it was decidedly Georgia in the first half, and then Texas had to try to claw their way back. But it'd been one thing if that was their A game. That wasn't. Right. I have to believe a Kirby Smart coach team is going to find a way to clean up some mistakes and clean up some inefficiencies on their end and play a much better brand of football. But I do believe that if both teams are playing their best game from what I've seen this year, or at least closest to it, that Texas has enough firepower to win this game. I see this something. I know you went 24-23 when we exchanged Q&As. I'm going to go something like, Jordan, I fell in that trap a couple times this year where I was like, all right, this is the game that Texas' defense is going to allow more than 20, and it's bit me in the behind. So I'm going to go something like 17-14, 17-10 on that end of things. I think it'll be a defensive a victory that'd be spearheaded by the defense. But again, it's one that I think will go more as far as a low scoring affair than anything else.
And that's Texas winning.
And that's Texas winning, yes.
I've also got Texas, as Eric mentioned, 24-23. The way they're running the ball, again, I mentioned this earlier in the show, the fact Christian Miller's probably not going to play, I think that is a huge loss for a run defense that even when Christian Miller was healthy was very hit or miss. The wide receivers for Georgia have really been struggling with not only drops, they lead the nation in drops, but in the Georgia Tech game really struggle with separation, getting open. I think this is going to be a very tight game. I think it's going to be back and forth, but there's just too much about Texas that makes me think that Georgia can win it, can sweep Texas, go 2-0 against them. But like Eric said, if that's how this plays out, if Texas wins, I mean, and maybe even if that's not the case and Georgia wins, we're probably seeing these two teams again. I do think that they are two of the teams that are, best positioned and are talented enough to go out here and win this 12-team playoff.